So here for the next bump date, hanging out with Prairie. She's enjoying a nice sunny nap. We've got 2 mares in the safe zone now. We've got a couple just coming real close to their safe zones. Key's been giving us a little bit of a roller coaster this year, and all the mares are doing really well, and we're getting excited to see some babies soon. Prairie's probably excited for me to leave so she can continue to enjoy her nap. So you've got some large ladies. Holly is only a couple of days from her due date, and she's looking probably the roundest she's ever looked in foal. I'm sorry, honey, but it's true. But normally she carries quite high and tucks that baby in. She's got a very obvious baby bump this year, don't ya? And she's doing well. Again, we're not anticipating that she's going to go on her due date because she never does. She always goes late. She's got a pretty good udder, but she is starting to fill into the teats some. So that's good news. Her tail's quite loose, so baby just kicked. Her tail's quite loose. You can really like lift it up right over her back, no problem. Her vulva's getting looser, and she's being a little bit more restless, but no other major changes so far. Chica's finally putting some effort into building her udder, which is good. She's, stayed about the same size. Her belly isn't changing a whole lot at this stage, but she is putting effort into building an udder. So she's a little lopsided right now, more on the right than the left, but that's kind of standard for her. And we'll just continue to monitor her. We don't expect that she'll go on her due date. She's probably going to go a little late, just with the development that she's got right now. So apparently I didn't check with Prairie's schedule to see if she was available to film the bump date, but she seems to be busy. So she's enjoying a nice nap in the sun. We finally got their blankets off. Looks like we're going to have some decent weather for actually a whole week, which is nice rather than just a day. She's got some good udder development there, and she's progressing nicely. She's excellent weight. She's looking fabulous. Yes, you are, honey. So we're really excited to see what she's got going on. We're thinking if she has a filly and it checks all the boxes, it might be a keeper, but not 100% sure. Like I said, it's got to check all those boxes. If it's colt, it'll be for sale because we have way too many testicles around here. We need to cut back on those. But she's doing fabulous with her pregnancy, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a little filly to continue on her dam line. Holly B had some early development, but then she's just kind of plateaued, which is good because she's, again, not due for a little bit. Not quite to her safe zone yet, but she's got the milk bar well stocked. Shouldn't have to worry about feeding the baby. She still has more filling that she can do. Those wrinkles in front of the teats will go away, and the teats themselves will fill up more. But she's doing really good. She's looking fabulous, maintaining weight well, and being a wonderful girl. Except she doesn't like Hank. Poor Hank had to leave Nanny Key and get put out with Chica and Holly B. And Holly B is not impressed with being a nanny horse. And then we have Key, the problem child of the year. She's stressing us out because she's waxing early. She was dripping a bit of milk. She's got a lot of edema on her belly already, and she's basically like pretty much 4 weeks away from her due date. We did go back and recalculate things based on when she was bred and the size of the embryo when we ultrasounded her for her first check, and we're gonna bump her due date from April 9th to April 7th, so that gives us a couple of days extra in our favor. Oh, I know, but she's got this big old belly. She's got lots of edema, and she's got quite a big udder. Luckily it's calmed down since she started on the Regimate, and she's no longer looking like she's going to explode. There's been no signs of any dripping on her legs, which is also good, but her belly is quite large, and she's got pretty good bump on either side. But otherwise, she's doing really good, and the meds seem to be doing the trick. We'll start weaning her off those as she gets closer to her safe date, and then just let her have the foal naturally. So Jazz didn't want to get up for her nap for her bump date. She's doing good. She's got some pretty good udder progression right now. I don't know if I can see it here, but she is starting to build a bit of an udder there. Doing really good with that. She's been stable on her feet, still on the Banamine. We now have a plan for a potential nurse mare if we find that she's too sore after foaling to keep up with the foal, or if she has a relapse in her laminitis, then we kind of have an alternative backup mama. We're going to use Miss Rio. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Again, we'd love for Jazz to raise her own baby, but we also need to put Jazz's comfort first. So that's the current plan right now, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that everything goes well. Emmy's looking fantastic. She's got quite the belly bump there. Not a whole lot of udder development yet. I'd like to start to see some here pretty soon. Just because we are getting closer to that due date. Oh, baby just kicked. Did the baby just kick you? She's like, oh, didn't like that. But yeah, she's doing really good otherwise, maintaining weight well. And she's kind of got to the stage of napping lots. Later gestation, they spend lots of time off their feet because they're carrying that big old belly. Oh, see the baby kicking? Baby's really kicking. I love it when I can catch the baby kicking on camera, because oftentimes I pull out my phone to video it and they stop. And you can see it there, bouncing around, practicing its fast circles. Oh, she says, ouch. So they'll swish their tail at their child because it's not pleasant being kicked in the belly, I'm sure, having all your organs squished. Trashy is looking fabulous. She's doing really good, no complaints, maintaining weight really well. She's got a bit of udder development starting, so she may be gearing up to go early. Time will tell, but you can see she's got an udder started there. We're pretty excited to see what she's gonna give us. We're hoping for something nice and splashy like she is. So here's our bump date summary for March 11th, 2025. So we've got our important dates. We've got 2 mares in the safe zone now. So Holly and Chica are both in the safe zone. Prairie's just right at the edge. So as of tomorrow, she'll be in the safe zone, and the rest of the mares are coming close behind. We did change Key's due date. We went back and looked at the size of the embryo at the time of her ultrasound and kind of tracked her ovulation a little bit tighter. And it looks like she's due April 7th instead of the 9th. So that works in our favor. It puts us a little closer to her safe date, which is now March 20th instead of March 22nd. She's still not where we want her to be to have a baby, but she's getting real close. So that gives us a little bit of relief. And we are officially under 60 days for all of our mares' due dates. So for weights this week, pretty much everyone maintained or gained. We had no losses, so we're kind of even across the board. We've had 4 that stayed the same and 4 that gained a little bit. And for our bump measurements, there wasn't a whole lot going on here. Chica and Prairie were the only ones that had any adjustments. Everyone else maintained where they're at. And that's our summary for today.